Professional wrestling fans, NXT fans, it is me, that HEAD, here with you for another one of my videos that I like to do, the review videos. And I'm going to review NXT Takeover because I've just finished watching it on the network as I'm about to do this. And boy, oh boy, what a show. Unbelievable, top to bottom. Just incredible. You know, this is what wrestling is all about. Professional wrestling is all about. This is what I stand for on this channel. If you don't believe me, just go back and watch the show again. And it's, oh my God, it's incredible. I'm going to review it. Not really much to say, really, because it was a 5-star show from top to bottom. Absolutely incredible. And culminated with, to me, what was an epic main event involving Joe and Finn Balor. But we're going to start with Asuka and Emma. Now, this one surprised me a little bit because, all right, Emma had Dana Brooke on the outside doing a thing, you know, try to distract Asuka in any possible chance she can get, you know, using the numbers advantage to Emma's advantage, at least, you know, Emma having her in a corner and everything. Asuka brought the fight to Emma, she always does, but Emma brought the fight as well. This is a different Emma. I mean, the Emma that I've seen up until this point, I don't think I remember seeing her first run in NXT, if I remember correctly. I saw I'm seeing Emma's run now. This is what she should have been on the main roster instead of doing that stupid little dance thing. She should have been like this because I give her credit. She was impressive in this match. I mean, everybody expected this to be a cakewalk for Asuka. It wasn't. She earned the victory, which she eventually got. And Emma brought it, man. She brought the fight to her. She wrestled her at any possible chance she can get. It was just super, super cool to watch. I mean, super cool to watch Emma, you know, wrestle. Not go around doing this stupid little dance thing that she does and being the Pied Piper of flowing bubbles. It's ridiculous. I mean, all the credit in the world to her. But Asuka had her in the chokeout thing, the Asuka hold. She tapped out, but the referee was distracted with Dana, and the referee ejected Dana, and Asuka was distracted as well. Emma turns around. And by the way, this is a spoiler, by the way, if you turn off if you haven't seen it yet. She takes it in and clobbers her with, well, goes to clobber her with the weapon that she had in her hand. But as she did that, Asuka hit her with a spin kick, which hit Emma right on the chin, knocked her out, and Asuka gets the victory. Just a great start. And like I say, my hat's off to Emma. That's the first time I've ever seen her, you know, wrestle, because I'm used to seeing her on Raw doing this, you know, stupid thing like that. You know, maybe she's got something there in NXT. Maybe she want to keep it and not go back on the main roster again. And if she happens to go back on the main roster, allow her to be who she is now, not do this stupid dance all the time. Sorry if that's ridiculous, but, you know, I'm just trying to prove a point. Anyway, NXT Tag Team Titles, Dawson, Enzo, and Big Cass. Now, I don't know about you, but the fucking crowd was epic. Na, 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 na. Na, 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 na. Big Cass. Oh, my God. I wish we could get the crowd like this. I mean, I love the UK fans, man. I mean, I wish the crowd was like this in Raw in America and everything. It's only like this when it comes over to the UK because the UK fans are there to have a good time. They're there to watch wrestling show. They're there to have a good time. If they don't like you, they will piss on you. And, you know, it was just fucking epic. Epic from start to finish. Two great teams going at it. I've never doubted the fact that Enzo and Cass are a great team. But they didn't do anything in this match. I mean, Dash and Dawson, who retained, by the way, well, compared to Tully Blanchard and Arn Anderson, which in a way I kind of saw in this match. I don't know if I would agree with that fully yet. We'd have to see there's potential there. The potential is there. I mean, all them two were doing was just wrestling these two guys and working on the leg of Big Cass. But once again, Enzo and Moore, at least from my perspective, Big Cass and Enzo get shafted out the tag team titles again. But full credit to the champions. They did what they had to do, and they got the victory. And these two could be a new revolution for the tag team division in WWE on the main roster, because the tag team division in NXT is hot at the moment. It is hot as hell, a bit like Carmella. But I mean, these two could establish a wrestling side to the tag team division in WWE. I really do think so. I mean, there's a lot of teams that can do that in the main roster in NXT. It's just them getting booked right, and because let's face it, creative in WWE at the moment on the main rosters sucks. And I've always said, if you want wrestling, you go to NXT. And tonight was a perfect example of that. I mean, what worries me is all these guys, all these tag teams that are going onto that roster that will eventually get the call up to the main roster and not get anywhere. They'll end up like the Ascension, a bunch of nobodies. I mean, the Ascension now are in and out of NXT, but they're basically being sidekicks to go to Stardust at the moment, which baffles me. I mean, these guys were the longest reigning tag team champions in NXT, and now they've been brought up as modern day Road Warriors, or Road Warrior Road Warrior ripoffs. Well, that's not easy to say. And they've been brought down as they're basically being underused. I mean, that's why Balor hasn't been brought up yet, because Triple H is worried about him getting underused. More on Finn later on, but a great tag team match which saw Dash and Dawson retain the tag team titles. What's next for Enzo, Moore, and Cassady? I would have probably imagine another tag team title match somewhere down the road. They'll earn another shot at some point. The question is, will they ever get the belts? I hope so, because I don't want them to go into a JBL against Batista, have 3 matches against Batista and not win a title. Or have Paige against Nikki Bella, have matches with her for the Divas title and not win any one of them. It doesn't look good. It's stuff like that makes you doesn't look good. I mean, they are the most popular team in NXT at the moment, but they're not getting anything to show for it. To be the best, you have to be the tag team champions, and they're not getting that at the moment, which is a shame. But Dash and Dawson move on as tag team champions in a great tag team match, back and forth stuff, and yeah, I look forward to hopefully another match between the two teams, or seeing what Dash and Dawson do next. Next match on the card was Apollo Crews and Baron Corbin. Now, these two went at it like expected. Two great competitors going at it, and yes, I'd said Baron Corbin was a great competitor. I would pick Apollo Crews out of if I had to pick one, I'd definitely pick Apollo out of that. But it was the most shocking moment of the night for me, because Baron Corbin won. And I wasn't expecting that. I thought they would allow Apollo to get his revenge. But Corbin got the win. I mean, a lot of people don't like Corbin at the moment. He's not well liked in the roster. But he got the victory, and full credit to him for it. And I'll give him credit. I'm on the fence with Corbin. I mean, people like him, or may like him. People might find him, he's the most boring thing in the world, or don't like him at all. But I don't really care about that, to be honest. But I was surprisingly shocked I'm very surprised that he got the victory against Apollo, because I was expecting Apollo to get his revenge. But he got the victory, which was shocking. It'd be interesting to see where he goes now after this big win, because it was a huge win for him. Corbin, I don't care what anyone says. Maybe you'll get an NXT title shot. Maybe you could be next in line for the NXT champion. Who knows? But surely he's going to get something big out of this victory, because that was a huge win. I don't think anybody expected that to happen. I know I didn't. I was expecting Apollo to win. Maybe there'll be a rematch between the two somewhere down the road. I don't know, but very, very surprising moment in what was actually a good match between the two. A really good match. But like I say, shocking ending because I didn't expect Apollo to lose and Corbin to get the victory. But fair play. Fair play to Baron. The next match was Bayley and Nia Jax, but Nia Jax was backstage talking, giving a promo for the upcoming match. And she got stared down by somebody, and it turned out to be Asuka. Asuka confronts Nia Jax backstage, and these two stare at each other, and Asuka just smiles and walks away. Could there be something in the pipeline? Is Nia Jax Asuka's next opponent? I wouldn't mind seeing that. I wouldn't mind seeing that at all. Now for the NXT Women's Title match, which saw a match that was basically dominated by Nia Jax and some stupid commentary from one Corey Graves. Oh my God! I swear it's like listening to JBL on Raw. With his stupid stuff and everything. I mean, it was like it in the Corbin match, and it was like it in this match as well. Yes, I agreed with him that Nia was dominant and she was proven dominant, but he just slated Bayley in this match, and Bayley proves him wrong. The funny thing about it was, Bayley towards the end of the match had Nia in the guillotine choke, and and Corey says Nia's fighting back, and as soon as he says that, Nia taps out, and Bayley retains the title. That was just epic because I bet he had egg on his face when that happened. Oh yeah, Nia's fighting back. No, she's not. She taps out. And Bayley retains the title, proving that she's the underdog and the face of the women's division. Nia Jax is the awesome kong of that division. No question about it. I mean, she was dominant most of the match. Bayley had to use speed and quickness. Nia Jax just outpowered her. She threw around like a rag doll for most of the match, but Bayley found a way to win and got the victory, and more importantly, impressively, made a tap out to the guillotine choke, much to Corey Graves' despair, which was hilarious because I don't know what to make Corey Graves. He sucks as an announcer. I really don't like him as an announcer. I'd probably pick him over JBL, but that's another issue for another day. Anyway. What's next for Bayley? I don't know. There'll be somebody in the pipeline waiting to come up. Somebody who's there. Preferably not Eva Marie, please. I bet Eva Marie was disappointed in that. But anyway, less said about her, the better. And Bayley remains the face of the women's division. And full credit to her. Fair play to her for it. And she is a member of the Four Horsewomen. I don't care what anyone says. Now to the match that, in my opinion, stole the show. Samoa Joe and Finn Balor for the NXT title. The Demon, Finn Balor, that is. And the awesome paintwork on his back, man. That artwork on his back was fucking epic. I wish I did that at that, but anyway. Two great warriors going at it for the NXT title. It was the old school Samoa Joe. Not the guy who's been in gimmicks in TNA since he lost to Kurt Angle, his first match in TNA to Kurt Angle. The old Samoa Joe, the guy who ran Ring of Honor for 2 years as world champion. The badass, I'm Samoa Joe, I'm pro wrestling. Samoa Joe, I love that. And he showed it in this match tonight. Old school moves as well. The running through the second rope dive that he does. Just so good to watch. And Finn Balor bringing the fight. Both of these guys brought the fight to each other. It was a hard-hitting physical contest, and you could see at the end of the match, because Joe had to be helped back to the locker room, and Finn was getting checked on by the trainer. So these two literally beat the snot out of one another in this match for the NXT title, which saw Finn get the victory, the Coup de Grace, as it's being called, the coup de grace, whatever it is, the double stomp off the top rope, and he gets the victory for it. And you know what? Fair play to him, man. I mean, I wouldn't have been disappointed if Joe got the victory by a new faded win. They're not done with him as NXT champion yet. Triple H ain't done with him. And like I said earlier on, they're trying to keep him grounded at the moment from the call-up. He's going to get the call-up eventually to go to the main roster. There's no question about that. But Triple H is trying to plan his future on the roster. You know, not having him go up there, get underused, and have him come back again kind of thing. He's trying to plan it, which is smart because I would sure hate to see Finn Balor go on the main roster and get underused. It would really piss me off. And the Balor Club was in full effect. The original founder of the Bullet Club, Mr. Finn Balor, Prince Devitt, retains the NXT Championship. What's next for him? Maybe a match with Baron Corbin. Maybe Corbin will, has proven that he deserves a title shot after the win against Cruz. Maybe another match with Joe again. I wouldn't mind seeing another match with Joe. If it's anything like this match, I'm all for it. What's next for Joe? Maybe another rematch. You know, he might have to earn another shot again, and it's all these questions that we have to ask. Only Triple H knows. But full credit, guys. If you haven't seen this, just go and watch it again. Go and watch it all over again. Go and watch it. It's going to be on the network. That's why this is why you should subscribe to the network. One of the reasons why you should subscribe to the network is matches and takeover like this. You know, it shows like this, man. I mean, you might not like the network, but how can you not be subscribed to it when there's shows like this on it, man? This is the only chance you get to see NXT. Whether NXT gets shown over in the UK on Sky Sports, I don't know. But a great show, top to bottom, 5 out of 5, and I'll give it a 9 out of 10. It was just superb. Absolutely superb, top to bottom. Not the best NXT show that I've probably seen, but it's up there. And say if I had to pick a top 5 or maybe a top 3, it would definitely be in there. No question about it. Very impressive. But the stars of the show, in my opinion, were the crowd. You know, besides the wrestlers, that's a different matter. The crowd was fucking epic. You know, singing that song with Bayley. Hey, hey, Bayley. Ooh, I want to know if you're Bianca. How creative is that, man? It's just so good. And then the Big Cass song, the Hey Jude song with the Beatles. You know, it's a shame they can't get this on Raw and SmackDown every week, man, because it would be just epic. I mean, the only time you'll probably get this is after WrestleMania, because that's where it usually, goes down. But just superb show, superb stuff. And NXT is kicking ass. And this is why I've always said, if you want wrestling in the WWE, despite the fact Cole always tries to discount it, yes, NXT is a different show. It's his own show and everything. It's trying to separate and be its own brand. I get that. But at the end of the day, it's still WWE. And what pisses me off is every time Cole mentions Kevin Owens' first match in WWE, he always mentions John Cena. It sounds like he's spitting in the face of NXT, which just pisses me off. But NXT is a part of WWE. And to be honest with you, no disrespect to Ring of Honor or any other indie promotion, it's the number one promotion in that league at the moment, because I don't think Ring of Honor or PWG, although they do good shows, I don't think anyone can compete on the level of this or can compete at the rate NXT's going at the moment, man, because NXT's number one. And if you want professional wrestling, if you want a good solid tag team division, if you want a good women's division, in wrestling, if you want wrestling, because there was This Is Wrestling chance in there. If you want professional wrestling, watch NXT, because you damn sure get it. And it's funny how Triple H gets it and Vince McMahon doesn't, because on the main roster you do not get stuff like this. You might get some great matches here and there, but there is creative WWE creative on the main roster, but it's nowhere near a level of an NXT, and plus it's very bad. That's why people are tuning into NXT, because you're going to get wrestling. That's why people are going in, subscribing to the network to watch the old school videos, because you want to be entertained. Because on Raw at the moment right now, lowest ratings, that needs to improve. I could say the same for SmackDown, but I saw SmackDown's viewing figures a couple of weeks ago, and they did get some good figures. They were competing up there with Raw, but at the end of the day, SmackDown hasn't been good since, say, 2004 time, round about that era, maybe 2003, and it's just a shame that the main roster are second place. Raw and SmackDown are second place to NXT, and I get worried when great wrestlers in this NXT have to go to the main roster. I just hope Triple H doesn't just do it for Finn Balor. I hope Triple H thinks about the other members of the roster as well when they eventually get the call up. Because at the moment, right now, Finn's going to get the call up, but what worries me is if he gets underused. Because we all know what Vince McMahon's like, right? And the video will explain it all on YouTube. He's out of touch. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you've enjoyed this video. 5 out of 5, now 9 out of 10 ratings. Great show, top to bottom. Unbelievable show. And if you haven't seen it, go and watch it on the network. And it's worth watching again and again and maybe again. My name is Anthony Walker. Hope you've enjoyed this video. Tune into my podcast. The new episode, this week's episode is up there. Go and check it out. Also, tune into my website as well, where you can watch this video, as well as the TLC review and the Raw review as well. Go and check it out. All the links to that will be in the description below. And this will also be going up on Facebook, on the Facebook page, facebook.com/WM Podcast, at WM Podcast on Twitter, the Wrestling Madness channel, where professional wrestling matters and sports entertainment does not. My name is Anthony Walker. Enjoy the rest of the evening or the day, wherever it is you are, and I'll see you soon. Peace.